welcome back to my office. We're in the office today. We're in the office like 3 hours earlier than usual, and the reason is because I wanted to beat the traffic. So I woke up an hour earlier than I typically do, and I was like, I'm gonna get to my office early, and if need be, I'll just take a nap there. So let's go ahead and get started on the makeup. Now I'm going to use this Tarte Pore and Prime balm, and there's still some in there, but this is definitely almost like completely panned, which I am a stud. Now, something that I just hit pan on is my Janessa Myricks contour balm in deep shade 2. I had already hit pan on deep shade 1, and one of my goals was to hit pan on deep shade 2, and like, goal achieved. Did you see that she's coming out with blushes that are in the same formula as the blurring balm that so many of us love? So I think I'm gonna get 2 of them. I still have some cream blushes that I need to kind of get through. If I get more than 2, then I'm gonna need to declutter some of my current blushes. But I am trying to hit pan on my Milani cream Cheek Kiss cream blush, which I've panned like 2 of those, so I know I can hit pan on it. So I've got my kit pack here, and this is one of my favorite like magnetic palettes. I really like how sleek and compact it is. Mine is a bit dirty because it's always in my work makeup bag. When you open it, you've got 2 sides, and you can fit a good amount of things in here. These lethal face powders are relatively large, and you can get 3 of those in there, and then you can get a bunch of lethal singles, and they are in square pans. You can get a ton of like your regular 26 millimeter round pans. You can get a good amount of those in here, but I would say you can get about 10 lethal shades in here. So if you were to use both sides, you could get 20 shades in here. And most of us don't use 20 shades for one eye look, right? Okay, so today, maybe I will start with this matte shade here. So I got here like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours before I normally would, right? And as soon as I pull up to the garage, let me show you what I saw. Garage full, monthly only. It's always there. It's always there. I ignore it. I ignore it now, and I just drive into the garage anyway. So I drive into the garage. I don't pay any mind to the lying sign. And just as I'm backing up into a spot, here comes one of the parking attendants, and he's like, "Are you with the ABA?" And I'm like, "No." Now, I don't know if he said ABA or APA. Being in the DC area, a lot of like the big national organizations and stuff are out here. Now, I know APA, American Psychological Association, that's out here. But I don't know if he was talking about ABA, the American Bar Association. I don't know what he was talking about, but I was like, no. And he was like, "You can't park here." And so I was like looking around because this 15 spots. And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Oh, they're having a conference here today or something or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So he was like, "You can just go around to the other side." I go around to the other side. It's about 50 spots for daily parking. 50 of them. So I don't know why they're lying. They're lying liar faces, and they are lying about the garage being full because it is obviously not full. But what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to go out there in like an hour and a half, and I'm gonna see if that sign is still there, because if it's not, then I think I am correct in my assumption. I feel like it's a well-educated guess that they take the sign away when it's time to pay the $22 rather than the 12. I think they want you to think that it's closed when you can pay $12. Like, oh shoot, you can't get the cheaper parking. I think they want you to wait until when you have to start paying the more expensive parking. It's my conspiracy, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to go into this black shade down here. That's what I think it is. So when I got here, the security and everything was already here, and I was like, what time do you get here? It was like 6, and I was like, shut up. And I was like, my bad, I'm sorry, I don't mean to like shut up, you know. I'm just surprised that people wake up and get to work that early. I mean, I'm not surprised, because I have friends who have to be at work super hella duper early. It's like, that should be illegal. Unless you really want to have a super early day. But I need a certain number of hours of sleep, so I had to be planful about getting here early, because I need to have enough sleep. I think I'll go, part of me wants to use this purple, but then the other part wants to use one of these shades here. They're a bit more neutral and would definitely go with the look that I have. I'm thinking of who I see today. Okay, I'm gonna go with the purple. I'm gonna be fun. I'm gonna be the fun therapist today. Y'all, so as I was, I parked my car, and I had to have a little discussion with the parking attendant, because last time I had parked there, maybe it was the time before, I don't even know, everything runs together. What is time? They lost my car keys, and they could not find my keys for like a good 30 minutes. Now, if I'm gonna leave my keys with you, I'm gonna need you to not lose them. And also, I'm gonna need you to not take 30 minutes, because that's 30 minutes that's pushing me back more into traffic. Like, if you don't leave at a certain time, you're gonna be stuck in traffic. And I'm like, you are wasting my time. Not only am I exhausted from the day, but also now I'm 30 minutes behind in this traffic. I was so upset. That's cute, right? So I was walking out of the garage today, and I don't know if it was a crow or whatever kind of bird, but it was like caw caw, and I swear afterwards it cackled, it laughed, and I was walking across the street, and I was like, what? I swear it cackled, y'all. Either that, or I'm still real tired. I think those are the two options. Maybe I'll still go in with this one here. What if we talked about? I don't even know. Dang, she be getting here early? Dang. I'm going to go into this shade here. Use that too. Ooh, powdery. So every year, my mom sends me this little like postcard from her church, right? And you're supposed to write 7 like expectations, desires, whatever, for the new year. And then you're supposed to send it to the bishop, Bishop Martin. And he's gonna pray over it, right? He doesn't read them. Like, you put it in an envelope and you like address it back to yourself, because he's then gonna send it back to you before the next new year. So this is about the 3rd year that I done sent my stuff to Bishop Martin, and all I know is ain't nothing on that damn list that I have written down. Ain't nothing come through yet. So I don't know if I'm supposed to talk to Bishop Martin or I'm supposed to talk to the Lord, because I'm like you got, it's like 21 chances right now. I would need you to come through on something, sir, ma'am, Jesus. I'm gonna need you to come through on something. So I have it ready to go. I got bills too. I have it ready to go. I'm gonna send it to my mother. She's gonna give it to Bishop Martin, and then we gonna see what happens. I know what I wrote on here this time. The rest is bill. No, the other one is my letter to Juliet from Nomad Cosmetics. If you saw my Amore e Morte palette review, you're supposed to write a letter to Juliet and you send it to Julieta, and she's supposed to send you back an answer. And I'm like, okay, Juliet, I used the entire postcard, so I'm expecting some kind of response, okay? Like, I'm tired of y'all playing with my emotions. Well, thank you, Viziart. So I posted a little picture of me wearing the Viziart cool mats, and whoever runs the Viziart Instagram account said, "You look gorgeous, babe." Thank you, Viziart. Do y'all remember the Koi palette? Who's into Viziart and remembers this Koi palette from a while ago? Now, last year, they seem to be teasing that the Koi palette is coming out again, and I will be purchasing it because it's like this gorgeous, colorful palette, and I really want it. And as soon as they drop it, now if they have the petite version or like the slim pro version, I'll get those, because their regular, like their old packaging is a little bulky. Let me tell you something though, I'm definitely gonna get it. Okay, so let me go ahead and put on my foundation and concealer and everything. It's gonna be the same stuff that I typically use when I'm at work, the Fenty stuff, but I have a new powder. It's not the NARS powder, which is amazing, by the way, but I have a little travel powder that I bought, and I wanna use that today. So I will be right back. So the powder I'm going to use today is the teeny tiny little travel size of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. I have it in the shade Tan 3. Now, the moment I opened this when I was at home, I dropped it, and the little pan popped out. So I had like the case and the little powder pan. What I did was I took some nail glue and I put it in the pan, and then I pressed the powder, or I put it in the compact and I pressed the powder back into the pan, and it seems fine. So what I will say is that this is not worth the price at all. Now, the thing is, I use this like every single day to set my face, right? So I really wanted to be able to use it at work, and I didn't want to bring the larger one because what if I forget it at work, and then what am I going to do? Blah, 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 blah. So I was like, I'm going to buy this thing that's not worth the money so that I can have it in my work bag. That's all I got. That's the reason I bought it, so that I could have it in my work bag. Literally no other reason. I just feel like you're judging me, and we all do silly things. So the judgment it's really unwarranted, and it's really kind of rude. So I'm just going to buff everything in, and then I will be back to wrap it all up. So here is the finished look for my day. And yeah, that's it. I hope that some of this was helpful. I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I think I'm about to go take a real quick nap. I'm gonna just lay it down like Wednesday Addams. I'm gonna just be like this just for like a little bit to give me a little bit more energy before my day really gets started. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.